In the quiet moments of life, when the world slows down and distractions fade, there is a subtle yet profound calling that stirs within us, a yearning to draw closer to something greater, something beyond ourselves. This calling is an invitation to connect with God, to find refuge in His presence, and to understand the essence of our existence in relation to the divine. It is not a process of striving or achieving, but of being, of allowing ourselves to be drawn into the gentle embrace of the Creator who is always near. To get closer to God is to recognize that He is not distant or far removed from our daily lives. He is here in the midst of our joys and sorrows, our triumphs and trials. God's presence is like the air we breathe, essential, yet often unnoticed. When we begin to see with the eyes of the heart, we become aware of His nearness in every moment, in every breath. This awareness is the beginning of a deeper relationship, a quiet realization that God is intertwined with every aspect of our being. There is a deep comfort in knowing that we do not need to seek God in distant places or in extraordinary events. He is found in the simple, in the everyday, in the rustling of leaves, in the warmth of sunlight on our skin, in the soft laughter of a child. These are glimpses of the divine, the beauty of the world around us, in all its complexity and simplicity, speaks of God's presence and love. When we take the time to notice, to truly see, we find that God is already here, inviting us into communion with Him. The journey towards God is not about filling our lives with more, but about embracing less noise, less distraction, less of the busyness that so often consumes our days. In simplicity, we find space for God. It is in the quiet spaces of our hearts that we encounter His peace. This peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of trust, a deep-seated assurance that we are held by a love that is unshakable and eternal. To be close to God is to live with a heart open to His whispers, to listen not just with our ears, but with our souls. God speaks in the silence, in the gentle nudges and the quiet promptings that guide us along our way. It is not always about hearing a clear voice, but about sensing a direction, a feeling, and knowing that He is guiding us. This is the intimacy of a relationship that transcends words, where presence is enough, where being together is the essence of the connection. In this closeness, we learn to trust more deeply. Trust is the soil in which faith grows, and it is in surrender that we find our true strength. Trusting God does not mean that we will always understand the paths He leads us down, but it does mean that we believe He is with us every step of the way. It is a surrendering of our need for control, our desire to have all the answers. It is saying, God, I may not see the full picture, but I trust that You do. And in this trust, we find peace, a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that anchors us through life's storms.